Hello and welcome back to the channel, everybody. I'm Randy, Ragamuffinpiper. Welcome, new and old subscribers. It's broke, but I'm keeping it. Got my Rattray Fachen. It's green. What is this? 106, I think, is the shape. And in it today, I've got some Boswell's Pennsylvania Dutch treat out here. It made it to a whole 28 degrees today. Now you know why I didn't record any videos for a few days, because it's been blowing about 40 miles an hour out here. No. Didn't snow a lot, but it sure was miserable. Today's a nice day. Got my hot coffee, and I thought I'd share some maybe embarrassing things. I don't think they're old man things. I think some people might call them codger things, but I've been this way since I was a young man. So, you know, there are a lot of meaningful things we have in life, and sometimes they get broken, or sometimes they don't work very good anymore, but we won't get rid of them because they mean something, or we think we can fix them. I might use that someday, and I can fix it. There's not that much wrong with it. Don't throw it away. I thought about getting out a bunch of broken things to put pictures on here and show you, oh, look at this one. Oh, look at them. Like, I'm not putting that on there. I saved you from that horrible fate. But they're not always broken. Sometimes they're just keepsakes, you know, things that you have a good story behind it, or you have a family member that used it and it's passed on. I'll show you my grandfather's chair. Now, my grandfather was born in 1888, and when I was a little boy, he was, you know, he's already a very old man, and that was his favorite chair. When I went to visit him, he was sitting in that chair on the patio, smoking his pipe and enjoying a coffee. Probably had whiskey in it. No, knowing him, it probably, this does not. His probably did. But you know, if you look again at this chair, you're saying, well then, Randy, that means that chair is probably about 50 years old at least. No, try 60 years old at least. And we usually have sat in that chair up until just a couple years ago. And now it's one of those things where, you know, I might set a coffee cup in it or put my feet up on it, but we're not going to sit in this chair anymore because I don't want it to turn into a pretzel. So it's not broke, but almost, but I'm keeping it. When I was a little kid, my brother, who's older than I am, we would be at home and we'd, you know, be by ourselves. Mom and Dad's gone somewhere maybe, and we'd get to roughhousing or throwing something in the house, which was against the rules. And I can remember a time or two. I could tell this because Mom knows, and she's already passed away. So, but she knew before. She knew because she eventually found out, and I'll tell you why. We're throwing the ball or something in the house. And that dude hit square on one of my mom's favorite little white grape, you know, those like it's like a pitcher or a vase, you know, but this was this really fancy milk glass white vase. They were really popular back in the 50s and the 60s. Hello, train. Anyhow, we broke it. So my brother, being the fix it before they find out about it type of person, gets out the glue and starts to glue this thing back together. Unfortunately, we couldn't find one of the pieces, so there was a little chip on the bottom of it that was missing. So when we glued it all back together and it dried, we put it back where it was. Thankfully, she didn't notice it was missing. You know, like I said, he's an expert. We put it back where it was, but we had to turn it so the chip didn't show. Now, moving forward, my parents lived in the same house for about 60 years, and she didn't move it. She would clean it and dust it and leave it where it was, you know. So she never noticed until they moved to town when she was about, you know, just short of 80 years old. They moved from the country into town, and we picked that vase up, and she was packing it. She goes, "It's broke." And by then you could tell it had been broke for a long time. We had to confess, but we confessed about, I don't know, 50 years later. So if you're still hanging with me, that's, you know, still something that she kept. I don't know if she kept it then because she liked it, or because it was something that she had in common with us. You know, it became sentimental to her because her two boys broke it and had to scurry around trying to fix it so she wouldn't notice. I think I still have it. And it's broke and glued back together, and I'm keeping it. If I can share a little parting codger wisdom with you as we get ready to wrap this up, our lives are just like that. We are broken people. You know, sometimes we get glued back together and we go on our merry way, and we look pretty good. And sometimes we're feeling pretty good. And then we get broke again. It's a constant thing. So don't ever feel like you're alone if you're going through something that feels like you're kind of broken right now. That's the way life is. Sometimes you might need a cohort to help put you back together. Do not try glue, unless it's just a metaphor. But you know, if you're feeling broken, if you're feeling a bit cracked and glued back together, maybe a little bit fragile, it's all good. Because that's just the way life is. I find my faith helps to hold me together. If you don't have that, well, then I'll be praying for you. And don't let that upset you, because it's not going to hurt you one way or another if I'm praying for you to hold it together. And if you appreciate those kind of prayers and support, then let me know in the comments. Because you know what? God's not going to throw you away either. He hasn't done it so far, and he's not going to do it. We're broken, but he's keeping us. Right? Well, thanks for joining me. It's good to chat with you all out here. We're not in the 100-acre woods today. We're at the Hidden D. The 100-acre woods are right back there. And I'm not walking through 8 or 9 inches of snow to get out there and setting up my chair. So we're here with Tink in the driveway. We're all done with our outside chores today, and we're going to get on with it. Oh, I want you to do something for me if you would. This is our anniversary, Mrs. Ragamuffinpiper and I, aka Michelle. This is our anniversary today, February 6th. So if you would wish her a happy anniversary in the comments, I'm sure she'll read every single one of them. She appreciates that. It has been a while. 37 years. Seems like yesterday and eternity all at the same time. So hold it together, folks. You may be broken, but nobody's throwing you out. We're going to keep you. God is too. So if you're holding it together today and you need some prayer, holler and shout. We'll do it for you. I know I will. If you're not, well, hold on tight because it can get lonely when the pieces start falling off. Yeah, well, I think it's about time to stoke the fire and think about dinner. So thanks for joining me, everybody. I look forward to next time. And thanks for dropping in to Ragamuffin Piper. We'll see you soon.